Hello everybody, Pastor Ken here. Every week I'm going to be creating one of these short videos to kind of prep you for the message or the group lesson that you'll be doing this week with the Frequency Hearing God series. And this is the opening week, and so I wanted to just address you and to encourage you and to give you some thoughts on how to start your first group meeting. Now, many of you have been doing this for a long time, and so some of this is going to be just review for you. Some of you haven't led a small group in this way in the past, and so some of this information will be helpful and will get you ready, at least thinking about the format of your group meeting. So the first thing you want to keep in mind is the Sunday messages are designed to supplement what you're going to be doing in your group. So the information that you'll be studying in the group, the DVDs you'll be watching of Dallas Willard, are designed to supplement Sunday's message. And so it would be helpful if you heard Sunday's message and you took notes on Sunday's message, and we're making those notes available for you. So we encourage you, the first thing you want to do is to listen to the message on Sunday, listen to the podcast if you miss Sunday's message. We'll be sending you weekly message notes that are specially designed for you. So you can look at them and you can get a gist of what the message was about, the key ideas, the main points, some interesting insights that might be helpful. So listen to the Sunday message, or be there at church basically. And then in case you miss the Sunday message, don't worry. The lessons that have been given to you in the discussion guide, those lessons are designed sort of as standalone lessons. So they're supplemental, and if in case for whatever reason you could not listen to the Sunday message and you had no clue what I talked about on that Sunday or what the teaching pastor spoke on, then you can still look at the lesson for the week and prepare, and it should be adequate enough to help you run that group's that particular week's meeting. All right, so don't worry, just in case you miss a Sunday. But we encourage you to do so, to be there every Sunday, to be listening, to be taking notes, because those notes will be translated right into your group session as you see fit. All right? So I don't want you to look at this discussion guide as if it was kind of a, this is the way you absolutely have to do it. This is a suggested format for your group meeting. All right? So the first thing you want to do in preparation is listen to the Sunday message, take good notes. Second thing you want to do is watch the DVD segment that's been assigned to that week. All right? There are short segments of Dallas Willard teaching on a particular topic that's supplemental to the message. So watch through that clip. If you want to, jot down some notes. After the clip is finished, you want to go over the questions and maybe even go over some of the possible answers that follow the DVD. And you may want to look at the possible answers that are in parentheses, in italics, on the discussion guide. And you may want to add some notes of your own, okay, in response to just being ready for maybe nobody answering the question, and you may have to throw some suggestions out there. The thing with asking the questions is you might expect some groups to not really engage at all. So you'll have to maybe ask a supplemental question or ask the question in a different way. And that's something you're just going to have to feel with your group. You may have a group that just can't stop talking, and you'll have to limit them. So just because the question is listed doesn't mean you have to absolutely ask it. So like if you ask question number 2 and the group is getting into just a beautiful discussion about this, then you don't have to ask the next question if you're generating a lot of interest, a lot of great discussion. Just skip the next question if you have to. If time doesn't allow for it, then skip to the next thing. So that's kind of what you have to learn how to do in terms of just being sensitive to the moment as a group facilitator. All right? So the third thing you want to do is to think about how you want to open and close the meeting. Okay, you want to open. Some of you have the option of having some worship at the beginning, maybe singing a couple of songs, 1 or 2 songs to open things. For others of you, you may want to open your meeting with an icebreaker to help everyone get to know each other. I would suggest that in this first meeting that you open at least with an icebreaker and some formal introductions, everyone getting to know each other, introducing themselves. The icebreaker can be the introduction. And by the way, we've prepared some suggested icebreakers in the packet of material that you've received. Okay, so as the weeks continue and in meetings that follow, you can probably insert a couple of testimonies. Ask the group if there's anybody that wants to share a testimony about what God has been doing in their life. Okay, don't make sure that doesn't go like super long. Just 1 or 2 testimonies to start the group meeting. So you want to go over how you're going to open. Now for the first meeting this week, it's important that you'll read through the life group covenant. Right now, I know there's been some concern over whether people sign it or not. Here's my opinion on that. You can't force people to sign something they don't want to sign. However, if you can read through the covenant, encourage people to sign it, because that shows that they've read it and they've heard it and that they were there at the meeting. If they don't want to sign it, don't make them sign it. But at least try to get some consensus and agreement that we've gone through what we believe is going to help us make this group session and these group meetings as safe and confidential and as meaningful as possible. And as long as you sense there is consensus in the room for that, verbal agreement, then you can move on. All right? That the group covenant allows you to go back if there are problems in the future. Let's say somebody tries to sell something from their MLM group, or maybe somebody starts to sort of maybe you find out that somebody shared something to someone else outside the group that was only supposed to be for the group. The covenant allows you to go back and say, hey, we agreed to this, and so we just want to keep you accountable for kind of abiding by these guidelines, because these are intended to help make the group experience as meaningful and as encouraging and as safe as possible. All right? So there's the life group covenant that you want to go over. You also want to talk about food. There are some groups that, that's not a problem. The group will just go, hey, I'll cook. Somebody in the group will say, I'll cook for all the weeks, or I'll bring food for every week. Most groups will probably not be like that. So decide on, how food is going to be done. Some groups will break it up and assign different group members per week to bring a snack or to bring some refreshments. Some groups, you'll actually want to cook. That's fine too, but it has to be agreed upon in the group. Some groups may assign a fellowship or a food coordinator that basically does all of that, so the group leader does not have to. So that would be my encouragement to you, is to find somebody aside from your co-leader that can handle the schedule for food, and decide on what kind of food. I mean, some people might want to bring in Popeye's Tuesday special, and that's perfect, because your group meets on Tuesday or whatever. Some people might want to just bring in some snacks, and so decide on what kind of food to expect. That if your group is not going to feast after dinner, then make sure people know that. Or if you intend for your group to eat before they come, and then you provide snacks and refreshments, then as long as they know that, I think you should be fine. All right? The other thing you want to discuss for some of your groups, especially the groups that meet off campus, in homes or at the coffee shop, wherever, you want to talk about childcare. Now, if you're doing your group at a coffee shop, childcare that's going to be interesting. But if it's in a home, you want to talk about how you're going to assign people to take care of the kids while you're in your group session. All right? That's pretty much it. The childcare issue we're trying to resolve right now, and we're hoping to get childcare at the church for those who have already scheduled their meetings at the church. And we'll be updating you soon on that. I want to thank you so much for being a part of this effort to relaunch life groups. I'm very excited about what's about to happen, and I believe that God is going to move in your group meetings. Be open to the Holy Spirit as He speaks to you, through you, as He helps you facilitate the dynamics of the group. I believe that life change really does happen most effectively in a smaller group setting. And so with that, you'll be hearing more from me from time to time, every week actually, talking about some of the content of what we've prepared here. The group discussion guide is designed for you to go right through it and to take you step by step. Feel free to innovate, feel free to adjust things based on your group, feel free to make all kinds of changes if you have to. We're giving you the freedom, and we trust you with the group that you've been given. If you have any problems, if there are Bible questions that come up and you can't answer, don't be afraid to say, I don't know, but I'll get the answer for you next week. And then call us. You can email me, Pastor Derek, Pastor Ronnie, and we'll do our best to get an answer for you. Alrighty? God bless you guys. Looking forward to this journey with you in hearing God.